Well, we had so much fun doing the top 10 alternate versions of Superman that we decided we should look into the future once more. But this time, let's take a look at some of the best future versions of Wonder Woman. At number 10, we have Wonder Woman from the Kingdom Come storyline. In Kingdom Come, Diana has the same origin as the Wonder Woman we know, also serving in the Justice League alongside Superman and Batman. But in the future, Batman has retired and the world has become darker and unforgiving. Diana herself even loses sight of her moral values and becomes less ethical in her heroic practices. Due to this shift in her practice, she is then exiled from Paradise Island and forced to reform on her own. And as the story progresses, she is the one who regularly visits Superman in his Fortress of Solitude and convinces him to return to heroism to help the crisis in Kansas. If you don't know this storyline, the crisis that I refer to is the culmination of a relentless new generation of heroes getting into a dangerous conflict with the governments of the world. With Wonder Woman's approach to justice still coming off as a bit harsh, Superman is hesitant to work with her at first, but eventually they do much more than work together. They actually get married and have 5 kids. At number 9, we have Lois Lane from Superman/Wonder Woman, Whom Gods Destroy. In this Elseworlds tale, we see a world occupied by depicting what would happen if the Third Reich was never defeated during World War II. And the ideology even poisons the ranks of the superhero community, turning the original Diana, aka Wonder Woman, into a herself. But during a battle between the Greek pantheon and the Athena is sacrificed, which somehow endows an aging Lois Lane with powers, leading her to take on the mantle of Wonder Woman herself. While this is going on, Superman gets turned into a Minotaur, and regular Superman gets turned into a woman. Once again, I don't understand why or how this happens, but she then infiltrates the Great Hall of the Reich, while this new Lois Lane Wonder Woman takes down the brainwashed Wonder Woman and ties her up with her magic lasso. It's a strange story, but hey, a future version of Wonder Woman that's actually a superpowered Lois Lane fighting. That's pretty badass. At number 8, we have Diana from Immortal Wonder Woman as part of Future State. In the future, Diana hasn't aged due to her Amazonian physiology, and we witness her recounting the experiences of visiting an apparition of a long-dead Batman as well as an aged Superman. After watching Superman disappear into the sun during a battle with Darkseid, the sun explodes in front of her and she has to make a decision whether or not to give up and die there and then. But instead of giving in, she brings life to a new future and a new hope for future generations of superheroes. We're then teased with a short sequence showing what a future version of Wonder Woman could be, as Nubia seems to take on the mantle at the end of the 2-part series, but more on her later. At number 7 is the Wonder Woman from DC 1,000,000. This is definitely the most futuristic version of the hero on this list, living in the 853rd century. She is a member of the Justice Legion Alpha and is actually made of marble, possessing enhanced intellect and even telepathy. First appearing in DC 1,000,000 number 1, this Wonder Woman is teleported to an unknown planet by a being named Telos, where she and a number of other heroes are faced with opposition in the form of Luthor bots, which take out many of the heroes. But she survives and is finally teleported once more to face off against the crime syndicate, where she is defeated by Superwoman. This is a pretty far-fetched and bizarre storyline, but hey, it's over 80,000 years in the future, so what else would we expect? At number 6, we have Wonder Woman, aka God of War, from Wonder Woman Future's End. This version of the hero is one of the most relentless but also tragic versions on the list. In the New 52, Future's End, we witness events taking place 35 years into the future when there is a massive takeover by an AI known as Brother Eye. The corpses of fallen superheroes are taken over by nanotechnology, including that of Wonder Woman, creating these spider-like mechanical monstrosities. And the Wonder Woman one might even qualify as a future version of Wonder Woman itself, although it is kinda just a lifeless robot parasite thing. Either way, to try and prevent this horrible future from taking place, Terry McGinnis, aka Batman Beyond, has to go back in time and change the course of history. But in the new reality he creates is where, or rather when, we see this future version of Wonder Woman taking on the mantle of God of War. During a one-shot called Wonder Woman Future's End, Nemesis feels threatened by Diana and entraps her in a state of illusion of perpetual war, where she stays for some time. But when Superman drags her out of this illusion, she realizes that she'd prefer to use her powers for peace, and therefore becomes known as Peace instead of War. And this all comes before she's eventually, unfortunately, killed in battle with Brother Eye. At number 5 we have Nubia from Future State. First appearing a long time ago in 1973's Wonder Woman number 204, Nubia is introduced as the twin sister to Diana, who also happens to qualify for the title of Wonder Woman. But years later, during Future State Immortal Wonder Woman, Nubia returns in full Wonder Woman attire as though she's been doing it for years. A new announcement in Infinite Frontier number 0 shows readers what DC has in mind for Wonder Woman's future, seemingly introducing Nubia as one of the 2 new heroes to don the Wonder Woman mantle. What's more is Nubia also gets her own graphic novel back in February of 2021, which explores her upbringing set in a modern human world. At number 4 we have the Diana from Wonder Woman Evolution. This is the most recent future version of Wonder Woman on this list, currently being published in 2022. This futuristic storyline tells the story of Wonder Woman being taken away from Earth by a distant cosmic entity and forced to face off in challenges to prove the worthiness of Earth and its inhabitants, and the stakes to allow Earth to continue existing in the universe. There isn't much to be said about this version of the hero because she's just kind of getting started, but we can confirm that she is kicking ass and taking no prisoners as she continues to fight as Earth's delegate. And whatever this situation ends up building up to will be determined as the year goes on. So keep up with Wonder Woman Evolution. Get a copy now, there's only 8 issues out so far. At number 3 we have Wonder Woman from Wonder Woman Dead Earth. This version of the hero is faced with a dismal future after waking up from a centuries-long sleep. She wakes to the world in an apocalyptic state inhabited by mutated beings known as the Hydra. But considering how far into the future it is, Diana's JLA partners are all long gone and she's forced to face this brutal future wasteland on her own. The story is only told in 4 issues, but it takes on a grittier approach to the character of Wonder Woman, depicting her as much less dignified and put together than usual. But she manages to pull together her inner strength, and with the help of a deceased Batman's utility belt, she goes on into the wasteland to face off against massive beasts, partake in a gladiatorial arena, and eventually come into contact with a withered, robotic Superman, who actually helps in giving Diana a final boost of power to defeat a massive Hydra beast. It's one of the more unique depictions of the character on the list, and just in general, with some great artwork too. Go take a look if you haven't already. At number 2 we have Cassandra Sandsmark from the Titans of Tomorrow. Known more commonly as Wonder Girl, Cassandra does indeed have a run as Wonder Woman in the future. First seen in Teen Titans Volume 3, Issue 17, the Titans of Tomorrow come about after a present-day version of the Teen Titans from New Earth travel 10 years into the future and see a grim reality. The USA has been split into East and West, and their future selves have adopted a more relentless approach to justice. And during what's known as a Great Crisis, most of Earth's main heroes have died, leaving jobs open for these future Titans. Even though this is a more brutal version of Wonder Woman, it is interesting to see Cassandra take on the mantle, and it seems like there are no 2 ways about it. No matter what the modern Teen Titans try to do to change the timeline so that they don't turn out as more brutal versions of themselves, it doesn't work. Finally, at number 1 we have Yara Flor. Yara is from the tribe of the Amazons and actually comes from the heart of the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. She is first introduced as the new Wonder Woman back in 2020 as part of Future State, which shows us a new lineup of DC heroes moving forward into the future. This character has also been established as Wonder Girl in Infinite Frontier number 0, but with all the heroes that DC is planning on rebooting for this new wave, we still haven't gotten a full-fledged backstory for Yara quite yet. The best we have so far is a 2-part series called Future State Wonder Woman, but we're looking forward to it because Yara is a true departure for the character. DC seems to be bringing human culture into the origins of Wonder Woman for a new generation of readers, which I think will be cool to watch unfold. Also, she's just a cool new hero that many people online have been showing quite a lot of excitement about, including myself. There's not a ton to be said about Yara as Wonder Woman, but you can catch up with her adventures in the 2-part series released in January 2021. Okay, that was the list for today. Thanks for watching, and leave a comment with any future versions of Wonder Woman that I may have missed. As always, I will do my best to respond to you. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I've been your host, Ben Ball. You know the rest.